nearing noon on this Sunday, February the 4th, 2007. The weather is warm as usual and it's carnival time in Panama. On this weekend, the oil terminal has only one scheduled activity: the delivery of a few thousand barrels of a type of crude oil known as Caño Limón to the Liberian oil tanker, the MT Petrovsk. This is just another routine operation for Petroterminales de Panama, known as PTP, which for the last 27 years has been operating the Transismian 120-kilometre-long pipeline used for the transfer of oil from the Pacific coast to the Atlantic coast of Panama. The Liberian tanker is moored to the North Oil Buoy, one of two owned by PTP, in the Chiriquí Grande Bay. This is in the province of Bocas del Toro, located 600 kilometers northwest from Panama City, next to the Costa Rican border. Today's operation involves pumping crude oil to the tanker's storage tanks from tank number 302, located 250 meters above sea level. At 11 in the morning, a deafening sound is suddenly heard and a spout of oil begins gushing out of the pipeline in the manifold area on the beach and rises several meters high into the air. According to the operator on duty, operations had just begun when I heard a sudden noise and felt strong vibrations in the pipeline. I immediately noted an outflow of oil shooting into the air due to the hydraulic pressure in the system. It's the beginning of chaos, and the company's contingency plan is immediately put into operation, activating the notification procedures, and technicians start to mobilize their resources, equipment and materials. With every passing minute, there are more gallons of oil flooding the area, and the initial land spill turns into a marine oil spill as it reaches the shoreside canal located a few meters away from the collapse valve.
Se produjo un colapso en una de las válvulas de la planta, pues se ocasionó una vibración, lo que provocó que se derramaran aproximadamente 5.030 barriles de este crudo, de manera tal, ¿verdad?, que se afectó parte del área. Estamos hablando de aproximadamente 2 kilómetros de playa.
The company's technicians first focused their efforts on controlling the source of the spill, traced to a failure in the opening and closing mechanism of the 16-inch control valve, which has generated a pressure fluctuation, resulting in destructive vibrations to the valve and accessory operating system. Although the main discharge coming from the tank on land is controlled, the outflow from the top of the pipe continues and cannot be stopped. Only a few minutes have gone by, but almost 5,000 barrels of Caño Limón crude oil have escaped. The worst is that not only have the surrounding soil and vegetation been affected, but now those thousands of barrels of crude oil have spilled into the sea and begin dispersing subject to currents and tides, dangerously approaching now the coastal zone and nearby beaches. News of the spill starts leaking into the neighbouring community of Chiriquí Grande, and the rumour that something bad has occurred in the terminal begins to spread. After the initial confusion and with the source under control, the assessment of the company's technicians is conclusive. Outside support from a company specializing in oil spill control is needed. Since 10 years ago, the government of Panama, by way of the Panama Maritime Authority, has had the company Ocean Pollution Control SA, known as OPC, under a concession contract to act as the executive arm for all oil spill control work involving the containment, recovery, decontamination and cleanup of areas affected by the spills. Extensive experience responding to over 400 spills during this period enables OPC to provide maritime oil spill cleanup services to a Tier 2, a unique case in Latin America.
Y después entonces
Once the team has been organized, incorporating the government agencies, Panama Maritime Authority, the AMP, National Environmental Authority, the ANAM, the company involved, PTP, and oil spill cleanup contractor, OPC. The next step is the determination of objectives and priorities. This is a difficult process, taking into account the number of people and sites affected by the spill. The objectives and priorities below were established through the assessment process. 1. Prioritize the safety of inhabitants in the affected areas and technical staff assigned to the response. 2. Control the source of the oil spill. 3. Contain and recover the spill. 4. Coordinately manage response efforts. 5. Maximize protection of the environment and sensitive areas. 6. Cleanup of the impacted marine coasts. 7. Minimize potential negative economic impacts on the affected population. 8. Final disposal of the recovered waste. And 9. Keep the public informed through reports from the government agencies offering the media accurate and reliable information.